could talk about finding property addresses of places that you might not be able to have the actual address of. So like if you need to drive a property, let's say for instance, this property here, and if we did a little bit more deep dive, I think we could find the address. But let's say that you go find a county list and there's no address. And you're like, well, how am I supposed to see it? I don't know what to do. You know, you can pull up, for instance, I think we did this last week. We did regrid. It's funny. Just reminded me of one of our students today had a call, and he said like, yeah, that guy that is always clicking around. He inserted a drug name there. He's like, he's clicking so fast. He must be on this drug.
Is that you?
And it was just reminded me of like, I'm just clicking fast, and it's I'm not on a drug. I've just done it a lot. So, but anyway, that was great.
Nice.
Sometimes people are super funny like that. So I just threw off my train of thought. Yeah, so we want to find basically an address where we have the parcel number, but maybe we don't actually have the actual physical address, so we just can't pop it into Google. We can't just find it. And so, but we have the parcel number here. So I'm actually going to pull this up as well on, wow, I didn't even mean to click into Pulaski County. I just did that subconsciously. That's wild. That's the same county. So we're going to try to figure out what this is here. I think that might be the spot. Yeah. Okay. So this is a good example. In one sense, it's a bad example because the address is there. But let's say this is the parcel. So we searched the parcel on regrid, but let's say this is in the middle of nowhere. And like maybe I can even just quickly reroute here and find, there's got to be a place in here that's in the middle of Arkansas. This looks like a big open field. Let's see. I don't know if these are broken out. It's a different county. This might be getting closer to where it is. Yeah. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. So not the world's greatest example, but yeah. Okay. So let's say this is the piece of land that we found right here. So we know it's kind of around some places, but we actually don't have an address for it. And even if we click here, there might not be an address. Okay, so here we go. Old Tom Box Road. Now that's great. That actually gets us in the right area, but Old Tom Box Road might be a huge place. So what we can actually do is we can use Google Maps to actually narrow down exactly where it is. And Google Maps, you can actually drop a coordinate, like an actual GPS coordinate, and you can save that and then use that to drive somewhere. So what we really need to do is just go a little Sherlock Holmesy on this thing, and we can do it here. Usually I would do it on regrid or the county GIS map, but we can just see like kind of what the terrain looks like in the roads. And so what we have here is we have Old Tom Box Road and we have Batesville Pike. So we need those two pieces of information, and it's also helpful to know like what it looks like. This is actually very handy because it's really easy to see because it's actually kind of like a C for my name, Corey, or like a sideways U or a tadpole, whatever. But what we can do is we can actually take this and we can go into Google Maps and we can just type in Old Tom Box Road and Bates. Yeah, right. Old Tom Box Road and Batesville Pike. Old Tom Box Road and Batesville Pike. And then just click that. And if with any luck, it'll take us exactly where we need to go. And so we can actually see here, this is the exact same if we just go between this, just to make it a little more. So we can see here, the roads, the exact same. And so then we have Watson Road here. We have Boppy Lane, Back 40 Trail, Back 40 Trail. Well, we see Boppy Lane and Button Court there. So that's Button Cove. So that's great. So this is actually exactly where it is. So what we can do is we can actually use this, and we can kind of see it's kind of up above the little ridge here, like right there. And so we can go, there's a little ridge. So it's actually probably right here. And I don't think, oh yeah, look at that. We could drop the Google Map guy and we could see that this is probably what it is. But we can also go back, exit out of this, and we can right click and then hit directions to here. And that'll actually pull up. Now, let's say we were starting in, let's say we were in Little Rock, whoops, gaps. So, and then what it will do is then it will say, okay, it's actually 30 minutes. And so it'll actually take you right to where you dropped the pin. Now, you have to remember, if you do this, this isn't actually the exact location. We would want to use regrid app to actually follow along until we get to the right spot. It gets us in the right neighborhood, and it's actually really handy because there's oftentimes, if you're looking at land, it might not have an address associated with it yet, or the address might be wrong. And so this is what you always just want to double check to make sure that you've got what you need, and it will get you there every time. And then you would just need to put in this, you could put in this address as your drive sheet. And we use Road Warrior, but you can also use Route for me. And I'll just finish with that here, Dustin. So
excellent. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I have a free gift for you for watching a free mini course called The ABCs of Tax Lien and Deed Investing. This is one of the best books on tax liens, and it is totally free as my gift to you for watching. In the description below. It'll walk you through tax liens from start to finish, along with the directories with all 1,500 tax lien and deed counties put here so that you don't have to go and search around the internet to find them on your own. So the other thing I have is, if you already have this book and you want to do a deep dive, my team and I have found an auction with a whole bunch of properties worth 200 to 300 grand, opening bids of just 1,600 bucks. So if you want to deep dive and attend an auction with some help, you can also schedule a free call below and we can discuss helping you in this business. Regardless, thanks for watching. You can check things out in the description below and enjoy the videos. We'll see you soon.